Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here to talk about women's basketball, WNBA, college, Unrivaled, the pickup game you play at your rec center. We're covering it all because, boy, oh boy, it's a beautiful sport. And what a week to be a women's basketball fan.
What a week to be a fan of the game, but also to be a fan of news surrounding the game. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Kelsey, we were given so much to chew on this week.
Sunday was honestly a blessed day. Or was it Monday? It was Sunday. Sunday, because it was Selection Sunday, it was the semifinals, and it was some breaking news.
We got some breaking news that sent me into an absolute tizzy, and I mean that in a positive way. So maybe not tizzy, but it sent me into a
state.
A state that my wife was confused by, and she kept asking, "Do you want to call Kelsey?" I was just
Can we put this energy onto Kelsey instead of onto me?
Instead of me. I was pacing around my living room with excitement from the news.
Let's just talk about that news, because honestly, it was the bright shining. It's shining on me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Liberty have finally found their dog. They've been putting up the flyers, missing dog, all over the neighborhood.
We've been begging Mommy, Clara Wusai, Mommy, can we get a dog? And finally, we got the dog.
We got the dog that used to hound us.
Bow, wow, wow, all over the Barclays Center in a Washington Mystics jersey. But now, Natasha Cloud is a New York Liberty.
Let's go! And
I am back in my Liberty merch. I have been trying to be less Liberty focused, be a little bit more objective, but I'm so sorry. I'm right back to being an annoying Liberty fan with this Natasha Cloud news.
It's really exciting. In exchange for the first round draft pick of the 2025 draft and of the 2026 draft, the Connecticut Sun traded away Natasha Cloud and got all of those draft picks. And thoughts and prayers go out to Marina Mabry in Connecticut.
Yes. And Big Tina Charles.
But
at least Tina seems like she wants to be there. Thoughts and prayers to Marina, who I think they just might not trade out of spite at this point.
Yeah, I think at this point it's sort of like a, you know what? We're teaching a lesson. Yeah. But damn, welcome to New York, Natasha Cloud. Also needs to be noted that she's joining the team along with her girlfriend, Isabel Harrison. So Dallas Wings, y'all aren't the only ones with a couple on their team.
I know. I think we're contenders for obviously another championship, but also contenders for cutest couple on a team. Absolutely. This is so exciting. We, of course, love Natasha Cloud. She's Kelsey's number one WNBA crush.
Number one.
New York is just going to be better for having Natasha Cloud as a resident.
Absolutely. I think I'm so happy that she is somewhere that she wants to be. It was very heartbreaking to hear her sort of talk about, her trade to Connecticut, and also just sort of what she went through in her final, days with the Washington Mystics as well. It just seems like she's just always sort of getting, shafted, if you will. So I'm glad that she ended up in New York, and I hope that it feels good and it feels right for her. I can't imagine it not being a fun time.
Yeah, this just seems like a perfect fit. And we got a replacement guard without having to trade away Benijah Laney-Hamilton, which was my great fear in this offseason, was that we would lose her.
Yes. The only thing that I'm wondering now, I'm like, what is the starting lineup looking like? And also, like, where does Maureen Johannes fit into all of this? Because it is, people are saying that we should finally have a contract locked in with Maureen Johannes, but it's like, was she going to be like the third option from the bench? Like, what's going on here?
What the Liberty are going to be able to have is like two starting lineups, essentially. They're going to have like a second unit that is Maureen Johannes, Niara Sablé, either Fibic or Laney, right? Like both of them
depending
can't
on who starts. Yeah. But maybe Natasha Cloud doesn't start.
I'd start her.
Sixth woman of the year.
Yeah,
and it just makes me wonder. I'm like trying to like even think of like the starting five, because I do think it was so strong having Fibic start in the starting five. And I'm just wondering, is it like, oh, I can't imagine. I would hate to be Sandy Brondella right now trying to figure that out.
Well, I mean, it is
It's a nice
tough
problem
job,
to
but
have.
it's a nice problem to have,
You have too many
right?
good players, but it is like, yeah, I'm just wondering because between Sabrina and Natasha Cloud and Maureen Johannes and then even Jalen Sherrod, like, there's
Yeah.
a
Well,
lot
I'd
of
rather be
people.
Sandy. I'd rather be Sandy making that decision than Big Baby over
Than
in
Big Baby
Connecticut
over
trying
in
to
Connecticut.
convince Marina to show up to practice.
Yeah, trying to get Marina to stop throwing the ball into the bleachers. But we'll see. We'll see if Maureen Johannes signs with the Liberty this week or if maybe she's on to somewhere else, which would
Good
suck.
luck.
But I just want her back in the league.
Me too. I just want to see her chucking up those crazy shots, making those passes that seem like a bad idea, but
Yeah. Maybe she'll go to Seattle with
maybe.
Gabby
I mean,
Williams.
Gabby's there, yeah.
Not that like she needs to be with a friend, but maybe she's going to Washington D.C. so she can be with
Reunite with Big Mama Steph.
Big Mama Steph. Lord
Yes.
knows they need to figure out their roster because what is even going on in D.C. I feel like we say that all the time, but we also have some other news coming out of the W. Obviously, we talked about Maureen Johannes is expected to be signing. They also said Stewie is expected to sign her contract this week because she still has not signed it. Wouldn't that be the gag as she like goes to like
Connecticut.
Vegas? Yeah, she goes to Connecticut. She's like, I gotta be closer to Gino. And some other news coming out around the W. White rappers rejoice. Eminem is trying to bring a WNBA team to Detroit. The Detroit 8 Milers.
The Detroit 8 Milers.
The Detroit Kims.
The Detroit
So long. Bitch, you did me so wrong. I don't want to go on. That would be funny.
The Detroit Mom Spaghettis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of options. Just to track this now, we have bids from Nashville, Detroit,
Cleveland, Boston, I think.
I also heard St. Louis.
The St. Lunatics,
The
owned
St.
by Nelly.
Lunatics.
I would love if
Yeah.
Nelly got involved in this.
Me too.
Actually, I think maybe he might be in a little bit of trouble right now,
I think so.
but I want him to come out on top.
I am number one.
Come
We're
on.
really rapping on this episode.
We're big episode for white rappers.
Big
Episode for white rappers. Shout out Seattle Storm #1 fan Macklemore.
Yes. This last piece of news, I just saw this right before we logged in, so if I get some of the facts wrong, please forgive me. But Shanae announced that she is helping to bring a half-hour comedy about the WNBA to life, I guess. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be called The W. It's going to follow a rookie who's entering the league. And the showrunners who are going to help co-write the first season, or at least the pilot, are the creators of Glow on Netflix, which I...
Gagged. Literally gagged.
Yeah, Kelsey is gagged.
Literally.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
Ended way too soon. Didn't get its final season.
Shout out Allison Brie.
Shout out Betty Gilpin.
Shout out Mark Maron, fellow podcaster Mark Maron.
Always shouting out the king of the podcast.
Our peer, Mark Maron. Well, that's fun. And hey, Shanae, if you need 2 comedian WNBA people to audition, I have been known to positively freak out in auditions and would love the opportunity to freak out in front of you. I will do nudity.
Yes. I will do nudity, but only with prosthetics. Just like on the White Lotus.
Yes, she's Jason Isaacson. But that's sort of what's happening in the W. I'm sure more news to come. And then also, shall we just shout out Selection Sunday has happened, baby. March Madness is upon us. We do have a bracket. If you hear this in time before Friday at 11:30 Eastern, you can join our bracket challenge and join the ranks of such names as Kim Mulkey's Little Girl, Jesus versus Bracket Challenge, Let's Have a Kiki Rice, Fish and Chippy, All
The
great
names
names.
are coming in hot.
I was texting friends being like, "Are you let's have a Kiki Rice?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Damn, someone
Whoever
is
you are,
creative."
you know who you are, and you crushed it.
And you
Congratulations.
crushed it. I am Kim Mulkey's little girl, for those who want to know.
I am Jesus versus Bracket Challenge, which is, of course, a reference to Dawn Staley releases a little devotional before each game where she says Jesus versus their opponent's name.
Mm-hmm. And of course, South Carolina is Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or they're playing on behalf of Jesus, I think. Yeah.
Jesus plays through them.
Should we get into this Unrivaled talk?
Let's get
Shout
into
out to
Unrivaled.
the Rose. Sorry to spoil.
Yeah, sorry to spoiler alert, but we had 3 amazing basketball games for the semifinals and the finals. I love the 1-round knockout.
Me too. It's what makes March Madness so exciting, right? Is that you have to just, every game is the game. You got to bring it.
You got to fucking bring it. You better lock in. Foot on the gas. Let's go.
You can't wait on a team to catch up to you.
No.
You certainly cannot.
You can't give them 5 chances, you know?
Let's start with this first matchup, which was Kelsey's Rose Basketball Club versus the Laces.
I'm in the official ownership group now.
Yeah.
Even though I will say, I'm very annoyed that I can't buy a jersey online.
Yeah.
They
got to fix that.
They got to fix that. I got to get my Slim jersey. I could get my Naz Hillman jersey.
Kelsey needs her jerseys. And also, Kelsey would like to be part of the ownership group. Let her know how she can invest.
Please let me know. I'm really open to investing $200. But let's talk about this game. It was Rose Basketball Club versus the Laces. Honestly, a very good game.
An exciting game. Yes. The pace from the beginning was like frantic. These players were excited to be there.
Yes, there was no Angel Reese, who was out with a hand injury, but that didn't stop her from getting Defensive Player of the Year. Shout out Angel Reese.
Shout out to Angel Reese.
She did the work.
She did the work. She worked with Lisa Leslie in the Boom Boom Room.
Room.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited to see how it's going to translate to play in the summer, what she's learned in Unrivaled. But yeah, congratulations, Defensive Player of the Year, Angel Reese.
Shout out. It was really nice. I feel like everybody's always talking about, like, she just wants to work. Like, she wants to get better. She wants to put in the hours. And I think that's really admirable, especially for someone of her stature who, like, she's just so successful in, like, every area of her life. So to, like, drive and have the drive to want to be even better than what she already has accomplished is really cool.
Yeah, it is really
cool. It makes me want to be good at my job.
Yeah.
But not enough.
No, not enough.
But in this game, we have to welcome the 2 relief players. Naz Hillman, shout out, you are unrivaled.
Showing up just in time.
She posted like yesterday on her Instagram, and she was like 2-0. It's like when you show up, like when you don't do anything in the group report, but still show up for like the presentation or whatever. But I mean, they don't win that game without Naz. She was playing great. She was cutting great. Like, it was, you would have thought she had been playing with them the entire time. And it was nice to see her there, and nice for them to be able to get that W, because let me also say, Naz Hillman, thank you, but Chelsea Gray, standing ovation, 39 points, the most in any Unrivaled game ever, set the record at 39 points. My MVP. Rose Basketball Club, I don't think wins games without Chelsea Gray. Lunar Owls could win games without Fee, is what the argument was.
Yeah.
Not to take away from Fee.
I think that's like a constant argument for MVP. Like, do you vote like for the narrative of the like
player,
savior of a team, or like is it truly who's the best player? Is it based on stats? Chelsea Gray, unbelievable, especially in the second half of this Unrivaled season, but certainly in this semifinals and finals. Unreal performances.
And also shout out to the Laces. They were also playing really great. But it was Rose Basketball Club, baby. They got that engine. They got that fire, belt to ass. They had Ka and Angel sitting on the sidelines going crazy.
Even without her on the court, like on the bench, Ka is like, she's giving so much. So is Angel. Two of the best.
Yeah. And then we need to talk about the game to end all games. This was, Mima texted me and she's like, okay, no spoilers. I don't think I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to watch White Lotus. I'll like watch it tomorrow, so don't spoil anything for me. And I'm so glad that you didn't.
No, we started watching the first quarter and I was like, never mind. I can't turn this off. I
Yeah.
can't turn this off. I'd
Because-
rather have White Lotus spoiled
Yes.
than miss this game.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible.
This is what I love about basketball. I love an upset. I loved that the Owls lost only 2 games in the entire season, and the second one that they ended up losing got them out of the damn tournament, out of the tournament that Nafisa Collier founded herself.
This is why single elimination is
rocks.
such a great format, because it happens in March Madness. I remember a few years ago, the Kentucky men's team was undefeated. They were like so confident going into March Madness and they lost. They didn't lose a single game in the regular season and then they lose. And it's like, your season's over.
Yeah.
You're done.
This game was so insane, and I need to give the biggest shout out of shout outs to Jordan Canada. Played her damn 5'6" ass off.
She was everywhere.
She was on the floor dribbling, getting back
court.
up. Then she was Bugs Bunny.
She was Bugs Bunny, which is, if you're a listener of the podcast, you know, being Bugs Bunny is some of Kelsey's highest praise for a basketball player.
It means you're everywhere and you can do everything.
Yes. Also, Aaliyah Boston, like, she didn't have a great season in Unrivaled, but she was like, there were a couple plays specifically where I was like, oh, she's
don't fuck with her. Sometimes I forget, because like you said in Unrivaled, she wasn't dominating. She was just sort of like, solid. And I forgot that, like, oh, she's like really good. She was a #1 draft pick for a reason. Like, she's really good. Yeah. And also she was amazing support from the bench. She was so cute.
She's
like
so
in
charming.
that last quarter when they like came back from like being down 10 points and just like folks were just like going unconscious. Like, she was so cute, and just like the way she was cheering, it was so fun.
I love her.
She's so sweet.
I love the vinyl. This team also, like, seeing Spoon win is like just a nice, especially after this last season, is just a really nice thing.
Yeah. We love you, Ryan.
We
always
love you,
will.
Ryan. Oh my God. Always Ryan time.
It's always Ryan time. Got to get that shirt that Alicia Gray was wearing to the finals.
Great font.
Mm-hmm.
The Lunar Owls, it must be like such a like shocking end to their season for those players. I think they just really felt like, we're going to win.
Yeah.
We're going to do this.
I mean, famously, SDS said, we carry this league on our backs. And guess what? The league got off your back and punched you in the mouth.
Yeah, it really did.
It was also kind of nice. And this is, me just like creating a narrative because I'm a toxic media person. Ryan Howard was kind of like saying her shit on Twitter, kind of like popping off against the league. So it's very funny that she handed Nafisa Collier, co-founder of the league, the loss that, like, kind of poetic in a way, but also like I'm sure it doesn't mean anything to either of them in like that sort of like personal setting. But
also, yeah, because I'm also a toxic media person.
Hashtag toxic media.
Hashtag toxic media. I think about, and hashtag toxic, what Dearica Hamby has been through.
Yes.
In the play in the summer for the last few years. And so to have her get that game-winning shot, going right at Fee and winning the game, that's also from a narrative perspective so satisfying.
Really beautiful. It was just we love an upset. We love an underdog. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way.
I wouldn't want it any other way. But also I do want to shout out MVP.
Oh yeah. We haven't even I mean, it was just like it just felt so known that we didn't even need to announce it.
Yeah. It happened as we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Nafisa Collier playing out of her damn mind. So happy that she was able to get MVP. Sorry that she once again did not win.
But I'm just extra scared coming into the
oh my God,
the Lynx season. If you thought she was like fired up before,
she's going to be scoring like 100-point games.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be scary.
It's gonna be really scary.
She's gonna come in belt to ass on the whole play in the summer WNBA season.
Look out, Kathy Engelbert. She's coming for you too.
Look out, Kathy, and also Kathy Doppelganger. What's her name? Mickey
Lawler.
Mickey Lawler, aka Squint, and it's Kathy. That's disrespectful. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I think all sort of like 50-year-old white women look the same.
It's coming for us too.
Yeah, it's a certain aesthetic that they both have and they both lean into.
Yes. Hashtag lean in.
Hashtag lean in.
And they both probably
read that book. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
They have it tattooed on their lower back.
They have a huge back piece that says lean in.
But that was Sunday. We came out with an upset. Number 4 Vinyl going against number 2 Rose Basketball Club. Both teams are the only 2 teams coached by women in Unrivaled, coached by 2 black women, made it to the finals. And I think that needs to be noted as we have a shockingly low amount of women and especially black women coaching in the W. And I'm excited for Nola to be coaching at Dallas. And I hope that this just, I hope her stock rises in the W and people see her as an option for the 2026 season when all of these male coaches get fired.
Yes, when it's all... No, the male coaches will probably get 2 seasons instead of 1.
They're not going to...
Because that's just how the world works. But yeah, future head coach, definitely, Nola.
And she started as an intern at the Connecticut Sun. She was talking about... because as we know, Natisha Heidemann was a relief player for the Rose. And she was like, I started as an intern for the Sun. I think she's followed... Kurt Miller really helps foster her career because she was in Connecticut with him and then she went to Los Angeles with him and then she's in Dallas now where he's like the GM. So
shout out to Short King.
So shout out to Short King. But she said when she started as an intern at the Connecticut Sun, Natisha Heidemann was one of like the first players that like would work with her and like was like, yeah, I'm down to like do like player development with you. And then so for Natisha to be there on the team when she's head coaching and, in this finals game, I think it was very special for her.
That is special. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's because you're off social media now.
Just off social media for a little bit.
Yeah.
Trying to like just be...
What about X? Can we get you on X?
The X is the only one that I have deleted my account. I still have my Instagram account. I still got my Reddit, but I deleted the apps. So this is not permanent.
Yeah, I'm not
just like I said, I gave up merch.
Yeah.
You can buy my merch out of
not
my
me trying to
cold,
push
hands.
Not me trying to push things on you, and especially not me trying to push a platform owned by Elon Musk on you. I'm just saying the dialogue is happening over there too.
It sure is.
So we have this finals game, Rose Basketball Club versus Vinyl. Vinyl is fucking fired up. They are on a high from their upset of the Lunar Owls. Rose Basketball Club fired up as well, just because that is who they are, belt to ass. It was a great game.
It was an amazing game. I think at least I expected Chelsea Gray to come out going crazy like she did in the semifinals. She had a slow offensive start. I mean, of course she had the assists because she's the point guard, but I think she only scored 1 or 2 baskets in the first half of the game.
First half, yeah. That
didn't matter. She scored all the baskets in the second half of the game, especially in that last quarter.
Yeah, also her buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter.
Like practically from half court.
Yes. It really was like, because Reinhardt had just sunk a 3. They were in the lead, which meant that they would have the plus 11 set the score. And Chelsea Gray said, no, let me shoot this thing. And she threw up that ball in the last second and it went in from half court, giving them the 51 point over 48 or 49, whatever it was.
And you just knew that set the tone for the fourth quarter. It was so demoralizing.
It was so fucking on. You could see Vinyl just being like, what the fuck? And then it was fucking off to the races. I want to give a shout out to Azare, who had an amazing game, 19 points and like 16 rebounds or something crazy like that. And also, as always, shout out to Slim, my absolute dog.
Yeah. One of Kelsey's favorite players.
One of my favorite
in
players
women's basketball. Yeah.
Ever. Even before Unrivaled, I've been loving my Slim. I was missing her a lot last season when she was out with an injury. So it's so nice to see her back. And she's so fiery and she's so fun.
I do want to backtrack just a second. You said shout out Azare. They don't win that game without her.
Absolutely not.
She was incredible.
She's so fucking tall.
She's so tall.
And also,
lean. She's so likable. In the post-game interview, I was like, what a tall cutie.
What a tall cutie. What a tall cutie. A champion with Cockhopper in Chicago, and now a champion with Cockhopper in Unrivaled. You love to see it. But yeah, shout out to Slim playing an amazing game. She's such a great defender. It's so wonderful to see. I was like, if Liberty don't get Tosh Cloud, they should get Slim. But Slim, stay where you are.
Stay put. They need you.
Come next season. But hitting those game winners, I hate that it was done on a free throw.
I know. I did sort of like, when it became clear that's what was happening, I was like, but.
Yeah. But it was so fun. Like her getting that and one. She said she got lightheaded after she made that and one basket because she was screaming so hard that Chelsea Gray was like, just take a second. She was like lightheaded before she went to the free throw line.
Sometimes it's like that, you know?
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you're so amped. But it was just so wonderful. It was so wonderful to see.
Yeah. I love
this
the support
team.
between, this team. They were the underdogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made their shirts that when they celebrated.
Ranked 6th, yeah.
That they were ranked 6th at the start of the season, and now they're champions.
And now look at them. They're fucking champions. And they're just so fun. They're so fun interacting with each other. It was so fun when they were on the podium. Cockhopper was being a fucking menace in the background.
I was cracking up at Ka. She was just like, her facial expressions, and also when Chelsea Gray was accepting the finals MVP award, I couldn't tell exactly what she was saying, but she was like saying not to be humble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically like talk your shit. Yeah,
run your mouth. But yeah, shout out to Rose Basketball Club for doing the damn thing. All the content coming out after they won was so fun too. They went to the club and they had like the sign or whatever, and it said belt to ass on it, which is really funny. And then the next morning at like 7 a.m. they were on Good Morning America. I don't know how these teams do it.
I don't either. I like that that's part of it though. I like that they have to like do that.
Yeah.
That they have to celebrate as hard as they do,
and
but they also have to be ready. Kelsey, we've done it. We covered our first full season of Unrivaled.
And we loved every minute of it. Shout out to the Boom Boom Room. Shout out to Lisa Leslie, as always. Shout out to the awkward in-game interviews. Shout out to the drone. Would still love to know that drone footage. Where's that drone footage?
Shout out to that poor woman that has to hold that Samsung phone while the camera zooms in on her.
Shout out, actually, I'll shout out the baby, but I'm not going to shout out the parent of that baby that was sitting courtside that got hit with a ball. Fucking two-day-old newborn.
Please don't bring your newborn to sit courtside at a basketball game.
There's no way that baby had all its shots.
Shout out babies. I wrote what I am calling a small book report at the bottom of our outline. Poor Kelsey. She's so good she makes these outlines. They're all bulleted. And then I get on my phone and ruin the formatting. And Mima comes in hot and starts just stream of consciousness.
Yeah, Mima says, how do you format this thing? And it's a screed. Is that the right word? I don't think so.
Should I just read it?
Yeah, read it word for word. This is a paragraph in our outline. Not just like sort of at the bottom, like not really like laddering up, but
not really like it's not. Yeah, I love Renee Montgomery. If we had let the girls play when she was still in the W, we would be talking about her all the time. Seeing her with CP during Unrivaled was so fun. She is funny and entertaining and part of the Atlanta Dream ownership group. She's also an investor in some camera technology to show sports from the player's POV. This reads like a child had to do. Like this sounds like
no commas. There was not a single comma in any of.
And there never will be. This reads like a child, maybe a middle schooler, had to do a project on like a woman in sports.
Yes. There's a little stick figure drawing that you did of her above it.
But I do think like that is sort of the energy I bring to this podcast. Is a child got excited about sports and has somehow gotten a microphone.
I think that's what we both are. We're both so excited and we're just spouting all the things that we have learned in our research.
And she's invested.
Yeah, who wants that camera technology that shows sports from the player's POV? So what, the body cams?
Yeah, or like some sort of like head. I'm not sure. But I don't think that sounds like a good idea, but also, what do I know?
What do I know?
And I think it's nice to just invest in a lot of different things because one of them will pop off.
Mm-hmm. Like $200 into the Phantom.
I will be investing $200 in Unrivaled.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, like if you're an Unrivaled, If you're Nafisa Collier or Brianna Stewart or anyone else involved in Unrivaled and you're listening to this podcast right now, first of all, we are sorry.
Yeah.
Second, take our money.
Yeah.
Take our money.
Mm-hmm. Let us buy some shares. Go public. Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. You can stay at my apartment while you're staying in New York.
Mm-hmm. Nafisa.
Nafisa.
And Stewie if you don't resign with the Liberty.
Yes.
Stu, if you don't resign with the Liberty, you're not welcome in New York.
No. We'll chase you out of the city.
For one season. We'll chase you. I will fly back and I will chase you out. But yeah, I love Renee Montgomery, and she's going to be covering March Madness with Candace Parker. So, Mimon, guess what? It might be the men's, but who knows?
Oh, yeah. But we're getting the Sue and DT show back.
Thank God.
For March Madness.
Thank God. DT's going to be even more unhinged now that she doesn't have the W to answer to.
She has less to lose. She has nothing to lose.
She has nothing to lose. She could care fucking less. But yeah, shout out Renee Montgomery. We love you.
Shout out Renee Montgomery. Also,
shout out Candace Parker, the original Rose super fan. They dumped a bunch of rose petals on her during the after show. I don't know if you saw that because she was such a fan of Rose. They came out with 2 like Gatorade coolers filled with rose petals and just dumped them on her. It was fun.
That's very
They're
cute.
having some fun.
They're having fun down
Are
there.
you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Shaq voice.
I'm just imagining how they're going to continue. Like, how are they going to add more branding to the arena next season? Because literally every surface is covered.
They're all going to have to get tattoos of Sephora.
Yeah.
Sephora branded tattoos and Sprite. It's so funny to see like the post-game interviews where they have like all the drinks that they have like on the thing. I'm like, nobody would want to drink that after playing an hour of like fast-paced 3-on-3 basketball. No one's reaching for a Sprite.
When I finish running up and down full court playing one-on-one defense, I love cracking open a Sprite.
Crack into a cold one.
Cracking a room temp Sprite.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'll support it. Thank you, Sprite, for supporting our girls. As always, we thank Sprite, the Sprite gods.
We thank you, Sprite. We thank everybody that was involved with Unrivals, because everyone involved with women's basketball is a hero. Except the refs.